Disclaimer, whatever I share does not constitute financial advice. It is solely based on my opinion on what is right or wrong. So please do your own due diligence. If you're liking the content so far, please hit the like and subscribe button, as your simple gesture will help a lot with the YouTube algorithm. If you are interested to find out more about property related matters, please find all the social media handles I am on, or you can just directly reach out to me on WhatsApp. Separately, I have also set up a Telegram group at the start of the year so that we can have a discussion that we as agents are not allowed to do so online, which is to talk shit. So if you are interested to get into a community that talks about everything under the sun about property, please scan the QR code, or for the boomers out there, I have pasted the link in my description. We're going to close the group invitation in probably a month or 2 times. So head over and I will see you there. Now back to the video.
Hello everyone, final content of the year. I think you can see behind, not difficult to guess where I am today. I believe it's time for us to do our first series on Manifesting Thompson View Part 1. Respectfully so, because the sales is finally going through. The court case was settled like a couple of months back. It's finally going to be launching next year. Now, some people ask me, is it going to be like second quarter of next year, or is it going to be like end of next year, or even 2027? Honestly, I do not know. But one thing I know for sure, I will be showing you guys around Thompson View. Not inside, outside, out of respect to the owners, why this is in such an amazing location. Okay, so in our first episode of Manifesting Thompson View Part 1, walk with me in my chill out attire. We'll check out this blockbuster of 2026.
Here to get him out, Mr. Feel Good. You got the love.
So as mentioned, I don't want to go in uninvited. I actually visited one of the owners like maybe 7-8 months ago to discuss about their next plans. And I took some like pictures or videos of the view. But beyond that, I'm not going to reveal much. But yes, I'm standing outside purposely to show you how close this is to the MRT. That's how close it is, you see? All sheltered walkway. Guys, so I'm going to start at the entrance of Thompson View, walking towards what I believe is the first selling point, which is the convenience. And convenience to what? Convenience to the MRT. It should take me no more than 1 minute, I believe so. Sheltered walkway. Of course, if you're on the other side of Thompson View, then congratulations, that's going to take you an additional 7 to 8 minutes walk to cut across to the main entrance itself. So if you're someone who wants better convenience, then choose the ones that is probably closer to the entrance. Now, as we make our way towards the MRT, I also want to talk about the second most important part or selling point of Thompson View, which is the quality. Because how often do you get close to 500,000 square feet piece of land where you get a reputable developer like UOL or CapitaLand to build you something that amazing? Okay, so I'm very excited to understand what they have in stock for us at Thompson View, the architects and the developer. See, we're here already. Less than 1 minute. Okay, so back to the second selling point, which is how big the land size is. Now, when the land size is big, as per what I always share on my QPE framework, now the larger it is, the more easier it is for developers to build you something amazing. Okay, so of course the plot of land is also very nice. It's quite elongated, stretching from Bright Hill all the way towards the Aitong side there. Now, if they do it right, it has probably 80-90% of the units facing towards the landed or the reservoir view. I don't expect them to be tilting towards Thompson 3. So that's the second selling point of Thompson View, is the plot of land that is pretty huge by today's standard. So here we are at the overhead bridge that leads to Thompson Plaza and the main junction. That's how close we are. So yeah, behind me is the MRT. Now, if you walk past the MRT, it will lead you to the overhead bridge towards Thompson Plaza, which I think it's an okay mall. Of course, it's the only mall in this entire neighborhood. Now, I'll tell you one thing. This probably is the only negative about Thompson View, is the traffic. Now, those of you who are familiar with that area will know that during peak hours of like maybe 6 to 8 p.m. in the evening, over here can be quite bad, the jam. And it always jams without fail to Thompson Plaza. Now after Thompson Plaza, I think all clear already. So for those of you who drive, I share with you is 6 to 8 p.m, traffic bad. Beyond that, it's all okay. Now, as I mentioned, you can take the overhead bridge towards Thompson Plaza. If it's, let's say, it's a rainy day, it's of course shorter walkway from the entrance all the way to the MRT. And MRT, you can go down and cross opposite to Thompson Plaza. That's how convenient it is. Now this side it's towards the eateries, the row of eateries. I think for all those hippie yuppies, they will visit the place quite often. You got a lot of nice food, ice creams. I will take a short walk later on to have a lunch there, and I'll show you guys what kind of varieties they have. Now I'll share with you why it is so convenient as far as amenities goes. Now I'm walking across the zebra crossing towards the eateries. It's a very hot day today again, but I have learned my lesson. I'm in quite a chill out attire, as mentioned, my sports shoe. But what we agents do for content is on another level. As I make my way towards the eateries there, I'll just talk a little bit about what we agents are doing nowadays. You realize that 10 years ago and now, obviously the industry, actually all industry has already evolved so much that involves some bit of digitalization. So like everyone is doing content nowadays, and it makes no difference, and that's why I'm doing this for you guys also. Now, this short walk, let me show you guys, is towards the eateries, but it's also the row of landed houses that's right in front of the main road. What I know is these houses out here are relatively cheaper as compared to those that's inside, obviously because it's a main road property. But wow, I myself cannot imagine staying in these houses, man. Because you come in, turn left, damn dangerous. Then you can't really run around outside. But it's perfect convenience. So for those of you who come here very often for supper, of course you will know this roti prata house. Who doesn't, right? Of course people are our age. Then this is the salted caramel. This one brings back a lot of memories. I think this here has been here since maybe as long as 15-20 years ago, I think. And then the others, ice cream. And then you have Ming Fa Teochew Noodle House, which is very popular. I also come here very often for this Teochew porridge. But parking here a bit pain in the ass, pardon my language. And you have Soy 19. See, so many makan. You also have Phoenix Medical Group. You want talking a little bit? Come here. Not far away. I believe it's going to be a big development. Maybe inside the development itself, there's going to be a couple of shops. 7-Eleven. And this shop here, I don't know what this is. This is like constantly changing. This is the only one shop that I know has like, it's constantly changing tenants forever. So I'll just show you. It's so lazy to walk already. It's quite big. So across the road also, you still have quite a fair bit of makan. Yep. These are all the eateries lah. Because if you want an air conditioner, you just go Thomson Plaza lor. So today, you guys don't need to walk around Thompsonville. I'll walk for you, okay? So let's check out the MRT underground that leads towards Thompsonville, how convenient it is. So I'll check it out how we can walk from the eateries towards Thompsonville, all sheltered through the MRT station, okay? You see, I also haven't taken MRT in like forever lah. I think last time I took MRT is like 2 years ago, brought my kids around. See, very cooling. So let's take a walk. So we have here, walking towards a spot that there's not much shops, quite sad. But anyway, who really cares? There's a mall outside and there's so much stuff upstairs. Given weather's so hot in Singapore, I think it's more advisable to walk through this pathway towards the eateries or anywhere else in Thompsonville. By the way, I'm also very excited to understand the name of Thompsonville. Are they going to retain like the Thompsonville, or is it going to be like Thompsonville Residences? Yeah, what exactly it is? Because recently there's some like weird names. I don't want to blurt out which names, but some names are just plain weird. Okay, over here you have this like landed property search 7772, very popular orange tea landed theme. Enough about that. This is the control station. Am I allowed to film here? I think I'm allowed to film here, right? Public area. As mentioned, out of respect, I do not want to go into Thompsonville. I only rely on those shots or videos that I've taken like 7-8 months ago when visiting one of the owners. Digitally lah. not illegally. I legally went in to visit him and we're discussing about what he wants to do. He's a retiree. He didn't want to go ahead with the sale, but no choice, everyone agrees, then he's got to move on. So actually he's moving to a smaller condo because size previously was a bit too big. So anyway, we have already bought him something. So congratulations to him. But there's plenty of memories for him. At least for most people, I believe so. As you can see, the clock says if you time it, it's about 3 minutes. I've walked from the other side to another. I don't know which exit we're supposed to exit. I believe it's exit 1 and 2. Might be wrong. Just walk lah. I believe it's exit 2 lah. So again, this is me exploring Thompson View for you guys without you actually coming down. So far, 3.5 minutes to the Makan area. As we walk, I also want to talk about the third most important thing for Thompson View is the developers. Because in this development, you have UOL and Capital Land, of course, reputable developers. If there's any developers that I want this plot of land to fall under, it's definitely UOL, Capital Land, Guaco Land, CDL, reputable ma. Okay, I'm a little bit lost, but don't care lah. So going up to exit 2. So back to developers. UOL has been doing quite well. Of course, they are like legacy developers. I secretly hope that they built bigger rooms, not 9 square meter, like maybe 10. This for the 5 bedrooms. I'm thinking of getting a 5 bedrooms. So please put a 10 square meter bedrooms lah. Or this is a plea to the architects or developers if they're watching this. I don't think they will. But please do 10 square meter rooms, can. And then don't launch too expensive. So hopefully, of course, the land was acquired. I think 1,173 per square foot per plot ratio. Now, if you work backwards, if I use Penrith as an example because they got the lands almost at the same price, then we should expect probably a range of maybe 2,500 all the way to as high as 3,000 per square foot. But I secretly hope that they launch lower lah, because there's more units ma. So hopefully 2004, 2005, all the way to 2008, 2009. Let's see. So yeah, we are here already. To me, I think as far as Thompson View goes, even though the product is fantastic, location is good, everything about it is good, once you start to overpay 2,900, 3,000 per square foot, you better be staying there. Otherwise, what's the point of paying the kind of premium? So for me, I think I'm thinking about getting a unit here by the right price, 2.5, 2.6, hopefully. And I also hope developers give agent a bit of chance. I know a lot of people talking about, hey, agents should have priority. Fine. But if I'm going to get like 20-year floor and above, I think I won't pay for the premium so long. Who knows? So yeah, as you can see here, it's about 5 minutes from the walk there to here. Hey guys, this is how convenient it is. I can also walk, as I mentioned, towards Thomson Plaza. Everything's all connected by the MRT, which is less than a minute walk from the development itself. So that's how convenient our first point of convenience is for Thompson View. I'm going to continue my walk back towards Thompson View, which gives me a bit of time to talk about the fourth most important point or selling point of Thompson View is school, right? Within 1 km, you got Aitong. So usually Aitong means reputable school, means that usually every year you got a certain amount of demand. I mean, everyone knows school zone is very important. So fourth point of schools, Aitong, no questions asked. Of course, fifth point is views. And because this plot of land is almost perfect, because it orientates mainly away from the western side, where most of the units will probably face towards like south or southeast. North will be facing towards Thompson Tree, which I don't think they'll do it. But my guess is because Thompson View is on an elevated plot of land, so if you go, let's say, 5th or 6th floor, 7th floor, you probably will overlook the landed properties, and on the higher floor, potentially facing the reservoir. So for fifth point, views, I think it's going to be amazing. Then, of course, point number 6, connectivity. If you drive out, you are like maybe 4-5 minutes drive away from all the major expressway. You just go straight down Lornie Road and turn left towards Bradle CTE, or you can go Lornie and head towards PIE. On the northern side, you travel down a little bit further away, you can hit SLE already. So in terms of driving, it's going to be pretty convenient. Of course, not as convenient as your walk towards the MRT. So I'm going to sit down here and just talk a little bit more about Thompson View that we have Behind you can see here, oh, very chuan. I need to rest a while. Because you can hear from my voice, I'm panting a little bit already. This is what we agents do for a living nowadays. Beyond just selling house, we also need to tell a story. But there's no story to tell unlike Thompson View. So for point number 6 or 7, I can't remember already, it's lifestyle. What do you mean lifestyle? So if let's say you have kids today, you want to go for a walk, or let's say you are an elderly couple or someone who is into fitness, then of course across the road at the second exit potentially, because the main entrance is through Bright Hill Crescent. And the second entrance actually leads you towards the Treetop Walk, the MacRitchie side there. Then up north, you walk another like 8 to 9 minutes, you should hit Bishan Park. So in and around the neighborhood, lifestyle also quite amazing. So just to chat a little bit about who I think will be potential buyers of Thomson View. Of course, it can be all walks of life. It can be like HDB upgraders, people in the Ang-Mo-Kio, Bishan. I know a lot of people in the Ang-Mo-Kio PTO segment, those that just MOP are looking very closely at Thomson View because it is not much different from where they are at. People from Ang-Mo-Kio, Bishan will come here, people from Toa Payoh also will come here because here it's really, you're going to get everything that you need in life. For convenience, as I mentioned, the only thing is traffic sometimes can be a little bit bad, but beyond that, it's hard not to like. Now, the larger units which I'm also interested, or rather I'm thinking about, is you also will cater to landed downgraders also. Very similar to like Jitscape 5 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms. You also get people like, retiring really want a larger single floor plate units, then 4 or 5 bedrooms here will work lah. Now, of course, this is a harmonized plot of land, just for you guys who do not know. Now, any developers who has gotten their return approval by URA or BCA or whatever it is, after June 2023, whether it's en bloc, whether it's GLS or not, it's all harmonized, okay? So that's it. I mean, you have literally everything here. I think I've said this like 3-4 times in the video already. You have everything here. Name me something that you don't have here. I repeat, you got medical hub, you have such a fantastic location, it's like super convenient, MRT at doorstep, schools nearby, reputable schools some more. You got shopping mall, you got makan, you're in a, I think it's still OCL, I'm not too sure which one it is, but I believe this is still OCL, or maybe fringe of OCL, I'm not too sure. But it doesn't really matter because it's such an amazing plot of land, right? And 500,000 square feet of land, it's not easy to come by. And if you look through all my past research, big plot of lands with such an amazing view convenience don't tend to underperform. Usually, actually on a contra, it performs very, very well, unless you overpay lah. So, yeah. Whether it'll be launching next year, mid of next year, third quarter next year, or even 2027, doesn't really matter. It's only a matter of time. But I believe, I'm so worried lah, because as you can see, all the land bids are increasing. Obviously, UOL got this plot of land like close to about a year and a half back, so they got it at a slightly lower price. I'm just hopeful that of course they will launch reasonably and not so expensive. Okay, but if it launches 2027, I will be a little bit worried because the land prices this year has shot up quite some bit. If they launch in 2027, I can imagine they are easily going to sell like 2,600, 2,700 per square foot, all the way to even 3,000 per square foot. Now, is that digestible? That's highly debatable. I'm not too sure what's going to happen 1 year from now. Interest rates has already hit a level like the last check yesterday is like 1.4-ish, because the 1 month SORA right now is about 1.19, 1.15, so plus 0.25 is like 1.4. Yeah, so until the launch happens, all we can do right now is to just be prepared, right? So if you're selling your house, just sell first and then wait at the sidelines. If it launches in time to come, if you're someone who really wants only Thompson View, then just wait. Now it's just about waiting game. My personal hunch is it will launch somewhere around like Q2, Q3, somewhere around like June, July, August, hopefully. And I hearsay, rumors that it will incorporate a lot of greeneries, rightfully so, because such a big plot of land. Now, just for quick discussion, how would they probably design the plot of land ideally? I think it's not difficult to guess also how they will do it. I believe everything will be cramped up at the entrance area because the part that's close to the second exit is quite narrow. So probably that's where all the landscaping will be at, and then most of the residential component will be at the entrance itself. Obviously, is it going to be like 4 or 5 towers? I think it's easily going to be like 5 towers. So if they spread it out all across from the entrance all the way to the second entrance, then you will get a very, very nice view of the landed properties at the Suchao area behind Thomson Plaza, and also if you're high enough towards Reservoir, as I mentioned. Right? This is what I think they will do. I might be wrong, I'm not an architect, but I think it should be like that. Once we get, or rather we sniff a little bit of rumors or people talking about when it will launch, That's where I'll be doing our Manifesting Thomson View Part 2, where probably I will have sight of the floor plans, the facade, all the design aspect of the development itself. That is when things will pick up very, very quickly. So again, as I mentioned, for those of you who are thinking of Thomson View, I think it's not wrong. It's probably one of the plot of lands that even to me is better than Emerald Katong or any launches in recent years, right? So I'm also thinking of getting one here, as mentioned, but all dependable on price lah. So again, if you are still selling a house, slowly take your time, slowly sell a house, get yourself ready, because this will be the blockbuster of 2026. Now, you don't want to be in a position whereby you want to wait for more information to come out, you want to wait for the pricing to come out before you decide. Trust me, it will be too late by then, because the market, although it's very hot in the new launch market, the recent market, it takes time to sell houses. So yes, here you have it, respectfully so, at one of probably the launches of 2026. This is me, Clinton, here, signing out of 2025, hopefully. As I mentioned, I may have another video coming out also, but I wish you guys all the best for 2025. Please enjoy your holidays, because there's really nothing going on for the month of December until 2026, where I believe it's going to be another exciting year ahead, a bit pricier also. Please be safe, and at Pocket View, signing out for 2025. I'll see you next year.